Welcome to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're getting into something pretty fascinating, this idea that's bubbling up about household robots.
Mm-hmm.
Could they actually change how we split chores at home and, even start redefining gender roles?
It's a big
That's our
question.
starting point is something Alexis Ohanian, the Reddit co-founder, said recently.
Right, at the Milken Institute conference.
Exactly. He made this comparison between household robots and, well, washing machines, the impact they had.
That's a really provocative comparison, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially when you look at where we are now.
How so?
Well, globally, there's still this huge gap in unpaid domestic work.
Yeah, I saw the World Economic Forum numbers. It's like over 100 years to reach actual parity.
That's the estimate. And think
Wow.
about the pandemic. It just highlighted how those household tasks often fall disproportionately on women.
Right, pushing some out of paid work even.
Exactly. It really showed the existing cracks.
Okay, so Ohanian's comparison is our jumping off point. Our mission for this deep dive is really to unpack the arguments, the pros and cons of this idea that robots could be a game changer at home.
Sounds good. Where do we start? The optimistic side.
Let's do that. This vision Ohanian has where robots handle a big chunk of the housework, that sounds pretty good on the surface.
Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want that? And there are some projections backing this up, sort of.
Like what?
Well, some studies are suggesting that maybe by the 2030s, robots could automate maybe up to 39% of domestic tasks.
Almost 40%. Wow. What kind of task are we talking?
Think about things like AI-driven grocery shopping that learns what you need, or robots that can actually clean the house on their own.
Okay, I can see how that would free up time.
A lot of time.
Now,
And the potential benefit, especially for women who often do more of this work now, well, it's more time for paid jobs or leisure or just catching a break.
and that time factor is key, isn't it? It could potentially level the playing field a bit.
How do you mean?
Well, maybe it makes it easier for men to step up more with childcare or other house stuff if the robot's doing the vacuuming.
Ah, right. If some of the load is lifted, maybe the remaining tasks feel more manageable, more shareable.
That's the hope, I think. That's the optimistic view.
Okay, but we need to be critical here, right?
Yeah.
Experts do warn that just throwing tech at the problem, well, it might not be enough to shift those really deep-seated social norms.
Right. And that brings us back to the washing machine example Ohanian used.
Exactly. It's a perfect case study, actually. It definitely changed laundry, no question.
But did it actually lead to men doing more laundry? Or an equal split?
Not really, from what the history suggests. What often happened was standards just went up.
Ah, so like clothes got washed more often, people started expecting things ironed more.
Precisely. So it arguably just shifted how women spent their unpaid labor time, rather than drastically cutting the total amount.
That's a really crucial point.
Vegas.
Because it raises the risk. What if AI and robots are designed or marketed in ways that just reinforce the old ideas?
You mean like programming them based on existing assumptions about who does what?
Yeah, or creating new kinds of chores around managing the robots that somehow still fall along traditional gender lines.
It's a definite risk.
Yeah.
And it makes you ask, if we only focus on automating tasks, are we just papering over the real societal issues underneath?
If the baseline expectation is still that women manage the household,
Then just giving them robot helpers doesn't fundamentally change that imbalance, does it?
no, it really doesn't.
Yeah.
Which leads us straight into the bigger picture, right? The need for cultural changes, policy changes.
Absolutely. It seems obvious that even the smartest robot isn't going to magically fix gender roles by itself.
So what needs to happen alongside the tech?
Well, it's about fundamentally rethinking roles,
Mm-hmm.
expectations, the support systems for care and domestic work.
Things like parental leave.
Yeah, equitable leave, flexible work arrangements that actually work for both parents, and maybe, just maybe, society valuing care work more, no matter who's doing it.
It's a whole ecosystem change needed, not just a gadget. Okay, let's dig into some specific areas where people are debating the impact, like childcare. Could robots make it easier for dads to be more involved?
That's one idea floating around. Maybe robots helping with routine stuff, freeing up dads for more direct interaction, an extra pair of hands, essentially.
Could foster more involvement, potentially.
And then there's the economic angle. If robots do free up women's time for paid work,
That could potentially help close the gender pay gap.
some analyses suggest it could have a real tangible impact there. It all comes back to that time reallocation from unpaid work.
So revisiting that washing machine analogy again, Maybe it didn't solve everything, but it did change things. It opened up possibilities.
Right. The question is, can robotics trigger a similar or maybe even a bigger shift in how chores get divided now?
It's the multi-million-dollar question, isn't it?
And there's another interesting wrinkle.
Mm.
Some research, even just anecdotal stuff online, hints that men might be more open to being cared for by robots when they're older compared to women.
Really? Where's that coming from?
There was mention of an Oxford study, and you see it pop up in online forums sometimes. It makes you wonder.
Wonder what? If that acceptance might carry over to domestic robots, too.
Yeah. Could men be, say, earlier adopters, or just more comfortable letting a robot handle tasks traditionally seen as women's work?
That's fascinating. Could be about comfort levels or different expectations around care, maybe?
Possibly, but we had to be careful not to overgeneralize, obviously. Everyone's different.
Of course. And one last point here, with all this focus on tech solutions, are we maybe overlooking the complexity of care itself?
You mean the human element?
Yeah. There's this whole discussion about taking care with caregiving robots. Real care involves empathy, connection. Things robots are, let's be honest, still pretty far from mastering.
That's a huge piece. Automation is one thing, genuine care is another.
So, okay, let's try and synthesize this. As we wrap up this deep dive, it feels like household robots. They definitely hold promise. There's potential there to rebalance things at home, maybe help gender equality.
For sure. The potential's there,
And it's but the tech is only one part of the equation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That seems to be the bottom line. Real parity. Closing that gender gap, it needs more than just clever machines.
It needs a fundamental shift in how we as a society think about and share responsibilities at home.
Yeah. Challenging those old norms, putting supportive policies in place. That's how we make sure the tech actually helps create a more equitable future, not just, automate the status quo.
That's a really strong takeaway. So, on that note, here's something final for you, the listener, to think about.
Wow.
Looking back at how things like washing machines change things, what specific cultural shifts do you think are most crucial now if robotics are going to genuinely redefine gender roles at home? And maybe more personally, what role can we each play in making those changes happen?
That's some serious food for thought.